Hello friends and welcome back. I'm Enterprise Architecture. We have some more Snacktorio ahead of us. I've got some time to kill, so why don't we jump in, play another level, see how it goes for us. I'm doing a little bit of procrastinating here, but that's fine. We like Snacktorio. What do we got over here? Nuts and bolts. Hopefully we're going to be cooking nuts. I don't know about the bolts. Let's see here. A day ahead of us, we'll be looking at steaming and allergens. The heat given off by pipes carrying salsa murder isn't just good for your pores. It can also be used to steam ingredients in nearby item pipes. The ingredients will need to stay in steam pipes for long enough to be cooked properly. Allergens are tricky. For example, pine nuts are a commonly used ingredient, but some beasts are allergic to them. Not enough to do any real harm though. We once tried using allergens to knock beasts out for good. All it did was make them pickier eaters. So they'll refuse to eat anything contaminated with trace allergens. Like other food side effects, allergens will spread on contact to other ingredients. They'll also spread to your machines, causing anything that happens, anything they produce to also contain trace allergens. Fascinating. Okay, so what does that mean for us? I don't know what that means for us. We're gonna have to find out here. Let's see. Right now we've got, well, I guess we can go down and see what there is to see. I am a little worried about allergens here. You know, I've got a lot of friends who have allergies, so that's one piece of the puzzle, but oh, I'm guessing that we have two different monsters, and that means we have to keep separate food. You want shakbaki. Okay. Classic fiery dish with salsa murder to get us started. This should be easy. Main challenge with this first dish will be the spinach and the Pepto-Dismal. No problem. Spinach only grows on salt deposits and can't be moved, so you have to prepare this one on the east side. Secondly, you'll need to make your own Pepto-Dismal using milk and sour cream, using roach milk, sour cream, and slime. All right, we've never made this before, so that's gonna be interesting. And of course, we have to keep it separate from our various ingredients. Oh, and I see you have a no allergen of some sort here. So I assume it's going to be the cross-contamination that we're worried about. It looks like the second monster we have not found yet is going to have two different orders, and we're going to have to keep track of that. All right, Pepto-Dismal. We've looked at this before. Relatively straightforward. We do the roach thing, and that is going to be made with some green slime to get with the sour cream. We can do all that stuff, no problem. Let's take a look at the map real fast here. We do have an extra Witchland star somewhere. Ooh, this is fascinating. You all see all of this nonsense? We basically have a split map that we're gonna have to deal with. Let's see what we can figure out here. There's our Witchland star. That's actually not far away, but apparently we have to give it blue cheese to make that. So that is annoying. Where do we put the blue cheese in though? Because I'm not seeing blocks that we can actually put the blue cheese down on. Let's see if we can't figure that out. Maybe we just put it in the storage box. That shouldn't be too much trouble for us. We can do that. We need some salt and some milk to do that. Let's see. Coal over here. We got our void down there. Some garlic hanging out. I don't know. Oh, potatoes. Those are what those are. There's our oil. Onions. We got sand over here. This is a pine tree. Huh. Don't know what those are for. Pine nuts. Oh, we're going to use those to make pine nuts. Got it. More onions. More of our chili plants. And I guess those chili plants are going to go all the way over here for some... Maybe... Oh, here's some water. I don't know where we make the salsa murder, though. Let's see here. Shakbaki gets produced in these. That's interesting. So yeah, we're going to want to produce it on this side, and then that gets pushed through to the two different sides somehow. And this warren of nonsense. There's salt. Okay. I didn't see spinach is the only thing. Oh, there it is. Okay, so we're going to have to go and get that. All right. So I think all of this is doable. We'll just have to start collecting these ingredients. Peppa plant, chili plant. All right. Yeah, we can make this work. This shouldn't be too much of a problem. All right, let's dive right in. First things first, let's go get our various items that we need. We had all of those sitting right next to us, so we just didn't grab them. Let's grab these up. Perfect, we have those now. And I guess what we need to do is get started on this side. All right, so this strongly seems to be indicating that the Pepto-Bismol needs to be made here, which means we need to go get our spinach and put some in that salt field that we've got right there. I believe the only spinach we can get is going to be over here on the right, so let's hike over there and get it. Don't know why that fluid pipe is saying that the salsa murder should go up, given that we have water right there, but we're not going to worry about that yet. Let's grab up a bunch of spinach. There we go. Let's see. Here we have some rice. No harm in grabbing up a little extra of that while we are doing our job. And yeah, I think that'll be enough to get us going because we have our void production right over here. This is gonna get annoying. I'm gonna say that right now. I can already foresee that we are gonna need to do some ridiculous sorting nonsense. So I'm just gonna set this up for ridiculous sorting nonsense. Oh, we've got extra imps in here. And apparently they're going to keep coming in. All right, so thankfully we have some extra void down here that we can take advantage of. So let's go ahead and I think for right now, we'll just put 2 void pumps into place. Let's see here. 1, and we'll do, ooh, yeah, this is interesting because we're gonna have to be a little smarter about how we lay this out than we normally are. Oh, okay, we'll do this. I'm gonna dig a bit of a trench out here. And this will be the area that we're going to put down those 2 matter manipulators that we're going to need for these 2 pumps. So let's go ahead and put down 1 matter manipulator right here. And we'll do another one right there. We'll make sure that this is a splitter pipe when we put that back this way. And I can't really see it, unfortunately, because the void is in the way. There, that is splitting. Okay, and these we want to output in both cases like that. And then these just need to have a pump that's going to go this way. So that should work for those. Okay, so this is going to give us our void fluid that we are going to need to put into our electrical pipes. Let's just start carving our way out of this a little bit. We're going to bring our electric with us over into the system here. Here, let's see, we can't dig through this wall, but we can certainly put down our miners over here. So let's do 2 to start. I think that'll be plenty for what I have in mind. I think that'll run 4 power generators without too much trouble. So let's set that up. I do like they give us the more efficient void furnaces now. These are really, really nice to have. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to do 2 for now. I'm just going to do 1 for now. We are going to put our splitter in place. There we go. And then we just need to make sure our pipes are going the right direction. Great. I still love that tip that we got from one of our wonderful viewers a while back that let us know that we could indeed set the direction of pipes before we place them down. That has been such a game changer for me. I really, really appreciate all of the thoughtful comments that you all keep telling me about. All right, so that should go into the void furnace. I don't know. Oh, I do know why, because these still need void sludge, not just void fluid. Okay, so in theory, that should be everything that we need. All we have to do is start powering up some of these pipes here. Let's go ahead and throw, we need to set our splitters first, don't we? Our coal in there, set these splitters. So this matter manipulator should be making our void sludge for us as soon as all of the power turns on. We expect to see that to start showing up here. Let's add our fluid there. That should start working, hopefully. Let's put a power indicator there. It doesn't look like that's turned on yet, though. So let's jump down here, double check. Oh, we didn't run our power lines down. Let's connect that up. All right, so power is now going into our base. All right, I've started trying to get this set up for our future expansion here a little bit, but the Pepto should be relatively easy for us. Let's go ahead and do that same thing that we did before with a couple of void pumps. I think 1 should be enough for everything that we're doing here. We will do a single matter manipulator right here. We're going to put 1 item output into there, 1 input into there. Our pipes can come up this way, and then we are going to need to do some very tightly constrained matter manipulation here. This is going to be really not fun. I mean, it's going to be fun. It's going to be super fun. I'm going to be very, very clear that I really enjoy this game, and it's always fun, even when we have these tight things. So when I say not fun, I mean, figuratively, it's a lot more challenging than what we have done before. Let's say that. Let's go ahead and put this down right there. You're going to start mining salt for us. You're going to give us 2 of those salt. Salt can come across here and then be mixed up with roach milk. That'll be the first piece of the puzzle. The second piece of the puzzle here, of course, will be to make the green slime. Green slime is easy comparatively. Salt is coming in this way. We'll get to that in a second. I can reroute that anywhere through this that I want, so I'm not really worried about that. I think what we're going to do is a vertical version of our normal grinder setup that we've been doing, and that means we might have to reroute things a little bit. So let's go ahead and put down a grinder here. We are going to put down a grinder here. From there, we are going to break these pipes just like that. And I think we're going to bring this down this way, right? Yeah, that could work. We're going to need splitters, a pair of those. Let's see here, splitter, just like that. We're going to make sure that these splitters go back up and into this, just like that. And then out will go here. These are not configured properly at all. In there, out there, nothing here, out here, in here. So the grinders will then start grinding up stuff and spitting it out into our machines here, which will then be our matter manipulators. So we're going to put one there. We're going to put one here. The second one needs to go into a blender. And I believe the blender then needs to go into a mixer. Let me just double check that. Blender, mixer, and then the mixer into a Chef-O-Matic. Okay, I think I've got all of this set up. Let's start debugging. First things first, let's start bringing our salt over from here over to the right in each of these machines. There we go. Okay, so that's going to flow down into here. So one of the things that you are going to get is going to be salt. We need to set up our grinders to start grinding. I think you'll grind sludge with no trouble. Let's put 2 sludge in to start. That'll get the loop going. Yeah, there we go. That's going to split into 2 pieces of dust every time. Half the dust will go back into the grinder, half will go out. That's a really easy way to set up an automatic loop. The extra dust will then go in here and make our roaches, because all you need is any other basic ingredient that's not used for anything. Dust isn't really used for anything. Put that in the matter manipulator, any extra ingredient, and all of a sudden we're going to get those things out. The sorter is now going to start giving us our slime out this way. We're just going to hold void sludge in here. We're not doing anything with it. This is our Pepto Dismal maker. Now for that, we need to take our roaches, which get spit out. Those should be going into here. We're going to tell it we want to make roach milk. That's going to use our roaches that we've been making to make the milk. That gets pumped into this fluid pipe. It goes in here along with our salt, and that will start making our roach cream, just like that. Now here is where the magic happens. Our roach cream, if we unset that pipe, will go in here, and we're going to tell it roach cream, just bounce back up. And all this is going to do is bounce back and forth and back and forth and back and forth until it becomes sour, at which point it's going to get stuck back in our system here. So let's just hang out for a second and wait for that to happen. All right, and there we go. There's our sour cream. Sour cream is done. So now it becomes an ingredient we can put in here. And, oh, do you also need roach cream on top of all of that? Oh, if that is the case, then we are going to have to run a second set of blenders down and around somewhere, and this gets just a little bit more complicated. Let me refactor this one more time. All right, well, we got this all sorted out. I just need a little bit more room, so I'm actually producing dust over here now in the same way that we just talked about, right next to where we are producing our salt. So in this sorter, this is now where we're putting dust to the left. That gets split evenly between our slime and our roaches, and then the salt goes down into this system. Here, our roaches get split. We get double blending. The fluid from that comes out into this pipe. There's actually a pipe back here. And then half of it ends up going in here for roach cream with the salt that's coming down this way. And then the rest of it goes into our Chef-O-Matic. Now, the roach cream that comes out of here, we do need to handle the bounce again. So we're going to tell that to bounce up. And this is where it'll just tick down with time, slowly but surely, until it becomes sour cream, and then it'll go into this Chef-O-Matic once it's done using that right filter that we put right there. So you are going to start getting fed Pepto-Dismal. So all of you are going to go out here. It actually looks like we're making 2 of it anyway, so we could probably split it into the other monster without too much trouble, but we will find out here. How much are you making? You're making 10 every single time, so that's actually probably more than enough. Okay, Shock Baki, easy enough. Let's see here. We just need to make the rice cakes. We can do that over with the rice that we saw earlier. We are going to need to make some of our infused oil so that we can make the chili oil. And then we are going to need more of that to make the salsa murder. Yeah. Okay. All right. So already we know that we're going to need 2 chilies and 1 pepper from this region. So let's start with that. We will go ahead and put down our harvesters here. Just like that. I don't think that these conflict. Hopefully they don't conflict, but I guess we'll find out pretty quickly here. Let's make sure that this goes up, and everything should be flowing to the right. What we are missing is power. We will run that over from our main area that we've got here. That connects up to the power production that we've already got right here. So, we are already using 20 out of 32. That is going to be a problem. I think what we should go ahead and do is start working on multiplying all of this, which shouldn't be too hard for us. So this is going to split the 4 into 2. This splits 1 and 1, up and down here. Same thing here, splits. These are doing double. This is doing double. Everything should just be working now. We should be up to 64 as soon as this goes through. Yeah, 64. Okay. So we've doubled our power just like that. All of these peppers. These peppers are going to be an issue. We need to bring some of the peppers down in here so we can make our chili oil. We need to get tomato going. We surprisingly have like no ladders. That's a thing I haven't made. We might have to worry about that. I think we have enough ladders to get around, but let's go ahead and put a sorter right here. It is favorited because it is one of our favorite things. We are going to need to split some of this off, and we can of course dig up as much of this dirt as we want here, and it goes really fast now that we have a mod to do that. And so we're going to need to bring some of the chili down into an infuser, which we're going to put like right here. Infuser, there we go. We're going to bring this here, this to here. We do need to power it, so let's make sure that the power lines are coming through. We need to send some of our peppers down, but some of our peppers we need to reuse as well. For right now, we're just going to send all of our peppers down. We'll sort it out in a minute. Now we need to grow some tomato and some onion and mix that with the chili oil along with the cardamom and some ash. Ash is easy also to make the salsa murder. So our second bit of oil is right here, and we can put a gatherer of some sort, like a harvester right here. Let's see here. Harvester goes there. That's going to get our cardamom back up. Any minute, this should turn into chili oil for us. And then we just need to make sure that this cardamom is going in with the chili oil that should be coming out of a pump. Let's put a pump down. There we go. That'll work. That's getting powered. So chili oil is now here. We had grabbed up our tomato and our onion earlier, and we're going to plant those on the dry grass right here. And then we are going to put down a pair of harvesters to grab those up as well. We may as well send them into the same bus that we've got for everything else. Let's just make sure that these are going the right direction. Over here, this is where we need to start actually doing more sorting. So let's go ahead and put down another sorter right about here. All right, so let's go ahead and put down our mixer here. We're going to tell that we want spicy salsa. The hot fluid is going to go in there. It's not super hot, but it is hot enough. Tomatoes and onions, you go down. Peppers, for now, you're going to go that way. Run a pipe that way. Make sure that this can insert. And there we go. That should go in there. Now we're getting 2 spicy salsa. So double spicy salsa, right? We will put that into a blender. I'm not going to worry about the double right now. I'm just going to do a single with cardamom, and we need to put some ash in here as well. So let's go ahead and put the blender right here, because the output of this can go straight into it. Oh, nope. You know what? We're not going to do that. I'm going to give myself a little more room because what have we learned every single time? We always need more space than what we've got. Okay, so that's going to go in there. Let's make sure our power is going here, here, and here. That harvester is going to need to give us some cardamom, which can go in here, just like that. And so that's going to get output into here. This knows that we need to make salsa murder, just like that. Ash is the only thing that we haven't dealt with. Here is the grinder. Okay, at long last. Then we put down a splitter. Then we put down an oven. That should work. This goes here. This goes here. Arrow, arrow, arrow. Arrowed. Okay, put in, I don't know, like 5 sludge. That'll get ground down pretty quick. We can run our power lines over this way. Make sure that we're splitting appropriately. And immediately we should be seeing that doubling going where we want it to go. This is going to have ash coming out. We're going to put that into this pipe and we're just going to tell it, hey, go this way. Along with everything else, ash goes into our system. Ash is going to go down into here. And this should be getting all of the ingredients that it needs as soon as we get that ash here in a second. That will give us a fluid coming out that we're going to need to deal with, however. We also know that we're going to have to probably be doing a double dose of this recipe. So let's connect for right now to the bottom pipe over here. We're going to run that down and around into this section. The last fresh ingredient that we are going to need here is going to be our spinach. So we may as well set this up and bring that into our bus as well. I might go ahead and just put it right into the pipe here, just for simplicity. Perfect. So spinach should start getting gathered and being brought in there. I assume we're going to need more of that in the near future. We're not going to worry about it yet. The rice cake is going to be the last big ingredient that we need because we need to make some roach milk for that. And we need to then have those rice cakes going. So over here, we have our void fluid that we saw before. Up here, we have our rice. We have a little bit of room that we could start digging some stuff out if we got frisky with it. And maybe that's exactly what I'll do, is use this as an area for construction. So over here, all we have to do is run a harvester. Let's gather up a little bit of rice. I think we already gathered up a bunch of rice. So I'm going to put one like right here on the edge, just for simplicity. Over here is where we will put our harvester down. And now we're going to have to cross this over with this pipe, which doesn't really worry me that much. Let's go ahead. We'll do a sorter here. We'll do this here. And now we can start sorting this. I'm pretty sure I can sort this in the same pipe without too much trouble. And then from there, it's going to come into this pipe. Maybe we split it into our main pipe here, where we're doing all of our fixins. To our rice, we are going to add salt to our selection of ingredients that we are collecting. Let's make sure that we're getting that here. This pump is giving us more than enough of our void fluid that we can make roach milk really easily. Again, we just need to do our little tiny grinder loop. That will make our roaches. Roaches, of course, we're getting 2. That means we can put it into 2 blenders. We're going to do that for now because I suspect, well, it just makes sense at some point to do that. And now that roach milk is then going to be mixed in with all of our other ingredients here. I think maybe we split that off like over here, actually. Oh, this is bone flour, not salt. That was my mistake. Okay, well, that's easy because we also know how to make bone flour. And guess what? It's exactly the same way as we do this. All right, that should be sorted out. Now we're making bone flour. Let's make sure that this is going in here, coming out here, going to the mixer. This also needs roach milk, which we can provide very easily here. Let's go ahead and put that in there. Then all we have to do is make sure that we are catching our rice and making sure that the rice goes in this direction. Instead, you go down here. Rice is going to go left here. Let's go and throw a bunch in here to test it. And then rice cakes should come back out and we can send those back up and into this area. We will go ahead and put down our Chef-O-Matic over here. I will note specifically that since we're saying on this sort filter to send peppers in 2 directions, it will split them evenly. If you use a catch-all, it will not send them evenly. So that's just something to keep in mind. Any moment now, our actual food item will be coming back this way, and then we can put it through this direction. We are... Oh. Do you see what's up? It won't let us remove the chef-o-matic. That means we actually have to send all the ingredients to the chef-o-matic. So I just rerouted all of those ingredients so that they're all just coming back in instead to this chef-o-matic, since that is indeed what we are being forced to work with. I'm just putting a storage box here just for my own sanity that we can worry about it later. And so now you should be getting that item with no conflicts. And it looks like you are. You're perfectly good. Nothing has been a problem. Oh, my friends. Oh, my friends. 20 per minute. You want twice as much as I'm currently producing. Well, that is a whole other thing. All right, I've mostly got this doubled up now. The one thing that I've radically changed here is that we are splitting off the peppers at this point, and we're basically doing 3 that we're growing. So we tell it 2 go to the left for ingredients to cook with, 1 goes down for infusion. Yep, a little bit of foresight goes a really, really long way. That should now double our production. We're going from 12 to 24 per minute, and hopefully the beast will be happy once this starts working out for us. Okay, so that was enough to solve for the first beast. The second beast is over here. You've got a bunch of heads. Okay, so you want pine thai. Let's see here. A dish with allergens that requires steaming. For this, we could use your existing salsa murder pipes to steam raw noodles into steam noodles. Simply build your item pipes above the fluid pipes containing the salsa murder and let the whatever that is move through the steam long enough to cook. Watch out. Second dish contains pine nuts and the first beast is allergic. Can we make this in such a way that, well, let me ask a different question here. Can allergens exist in the same sorter or not? That is the thing that I think will be the tricky piece of this, because otherwise we're going to have to think of a way that we can sort things that are going to be crossover ingredients without being an issue. So looking closely here, we need to do rice, bone flour, and roach milk, what we already did to make rice cakes. We'll do that into noodles, steam for 10 seconds, and then we use that to make our rice noodles. We need to take chili oil and use that in the fryer to make the pequins, and then pine nuts will go in as well. All right. Yeah, the snake eggs, rotten eggs are easy. So we've got basically, what is this? 3 void ingredients between the bone flour and the roach milk, the snake eggs. So we should probably get that set up over here in this void area that we've got available to us. We should choose which of these we're going to make chili oil out of. I'm guessing it's probably going to be this one for simplicity. And then the regular oil will go over in the other one. Yeah, right here. I think this becomes our chili oil facility. We will need to get some peppers over to that. Oh, and here's our steam pipes that we can use. This is a pine tree. I just right-clicked on it and it just gave me a single pine nut. So I guess that's all we get out of it. The good news is it looks like we can put it wherever we want. And that hopefully will simplify this just a little bit here. Here's another pine tree. Guess there's no reason we can't do that. Yeah, contaminate other ingredients and machines, not just, well, the question is whether or not a sorter is a machine or not. And I guess we'll find out really quickly. The easiest way to find that out is break that, put a harvester down, and then run this into the harvester. We do need to get our power back out of our system. Yeah, we're getting pretty close there. We're at 52. So we're gonna have to keep a really close eye on that. Yep, the sorter is contaminated. Let me think through the logistics here a little bit then, friends, because that changes our system considerably. All right, I need to confess to you all that I stared at this one for a very, very long time and could not figure it out, and I literally had to go to the forums to figure it out. So, the way that you do the crossover here is that delivery cannons shoot real far. I never would have figured this out on my own. Like, this would have driven me absolutely batty. Yeah. So delivery cannons can be like halfway across the screen apparently, and it still will deliver food. So that's exactly what we needed to do. I just use the delivery cannon on the same side as we're producing the item, and we just launch it to the other side. Anything launched doesn't seem to interact with the other delivery cannons or other blocks that are in the way. And so that will work fine. I had literally started ripping all these pipes out. I'm like, maybe I need belts or something. Maybe there's there's something else that I've missed here. No, it was just that. So we need a couple of harvesters here for our rice. At least we know this dish needs rice. We might need to double up on that, but we'll just keep a really close eye on it. We're gonna need to bring power over to that. Do that just like this. I keep forgetting I can hold shift, and that will make this go a lot smoother for us. So put that back. It's fine. Everything is fine. Can I break this? I cannot even break this sign. Signs should all be breakable. That's my philosophy in life. We aren't going to worry about cross-contamination anymore because we know that everything is going to the same place anyway. So we can put the rice in there. Now with that rice, of course, we're going to do the same thing that we did before. We need salt, excuse me, bone flour, and we need roach milk to be able to make that. We might go ahead and do all of that milk production up at the top here. Let's get our void going down here. All right, we are going to put a void pump in place here. I think one should do it. And then all I need to do is this should start pumping. Yeah, there we go. There goes our sludge. Here comes the sludge. You know what? Not having ladders is pretty much the thing that's frustrating me the most. The rest of this I can live with. Let's just do everything right here. We'll just do everything right here. We've got room for it. We're going to do the snake eggs on the bottom because they're the simplest. We will do the bone flour second because they're slightly more annoying, but still easily dealt with. Those we will put directly into our grinder. There we go. And then last, we are going to do our roaches. And as mentioned, we are not going to blend our roaches here because I don't want to run fluid pipes all the way across the map if I can possibly avoid it. I think it'll be much easier to run item pipes halfway across the map if I can't avoid it. Anyways, it'll work. It'll work. Everything will be perfect and you all will see that. I promise. I promise it'll work. All right, there we go. We have all of this connected up. We can now start mixing this up. Up here, we're going to start doing the rice and we're going to do the roaches and all of that stuff. So let's go ahead and throw our roaches in a couple of blenders. We're going to probably do a sorter somewhere around here. We're going to use that to sort some roaches probably off this way. We'll do like a pair of blenders. I hate that the interface is in front of everything. That really is annoying. Like that, easy enough. We can split this way. You go in both directions. That'll give us the roach milk back out. So that'll be the roach milk that we need. Bone flour and rice we can then split as well. We might as well go ahead and do that right here, right? Put that there. Fluids should come out the other side instead. And then we can do that like, I don't know, like even right here if we want it. Well, I'm going to do it over here because I'm just getting really annoyed by not being able to see everything. Mixers are easy. Okay, great. Put this in here. Tell it the recipe that we want. We want rice cakes. And then all we have to do is start connecting all of this stuff up. Rice is going to go up. Rice is going to come here and go right. Make sure this goes this way. Here we have our roaches. Roaches go up, then roaches will go left. Those will get split nicely. Why is the rice going that way? The rice is going the wrong way. Oh, because it's bouncing. That's why. Okay. So you are going to give me the rice cake. Flour. Flour goes up. Oh, and you all are missing power, aren't you? Well, we can fix that real quick. Okay, so rice cakes then need to go into an extruder. That's one of these. That's one of these. Oh, we are out of imps. We are out of imps. Easily solved because we have a whole bunch of imps that have been coming in since we started. All right, we had basically run out of power, so I had to basically set up another whole set of these right here. We are just waiting for the extra. Oh, we are missing another, power cable. There you go. All right, so now the coal should be going in here. We are up to 96 when everything is working properly. All right, so at long last, those rice noodles are coming out of our extruder and we're feeling pretty good about that. So noodles are now done. We do need to go ahead and get that chili oil loop going so that we can make pequin. That's going to be easy enough for us. We've got some chilies right here that we can use for that. Let me go ahead and plant an extra couple of you right here. There we go. We're going to need at least 2 of these. So let's make sure we're harvesting those up. Man, these signs are really going to get in our way, aren't they? 1, 2. You, steam pipe, are also problematically in the way. Let's feed these peppers into our system here for now until we have a better way of dealing with you. Yeah, we'll do that. Power can come over. You know, it doesn't really matter at this point. I don't care. Let's put it over here. There we go. So those peppers will come into that. We want the peppers to go back down this way because we do need to bring some into chili oil for frying, which is going to be right here. You will go over here. We're going to go ahead and put the infuser all the way in this back corner here so we don't have to think too hard about it. There we go. We are going to split our peppers double here because we need to fry them, right? So let's go ahead and put a splitter there. We will need to put a pump here. That is not where the pumps are. This is where the pumps are. We'll do that. That will come up with a fluid pipe. Then the fryer can go, I guess the fryer can just go right here, right? We don't really need to worry about the fryer. That'll go there. Fluid pipes up. We don't want this to start pumping until after the infuser has done its work though. So let's put a sorter here. All right, that's all coming together. We just need to put our pump back into place here so that we're actually pumping the right fluid now instead of the wrong fluid. That should significantly improve our lives. That's coming up here. Chili oil is coming in. This should be frying these chilies into pequins momentarily. Those should go in the hair. This now can get moved over to the left. All we're missing is water. So we're gonna have to pipe water in here. But we missed one important thing. We do need to make sure that this raw noodles gets steam cooked, right? So these are coming out of the extruder here. That's not what we want. We want to break this. We want to grab those noodles back up because we want these to go and collide with this pipe. They need to actually go like over it. And I think we can just do another bouncy bounce trick to make that happen. If I can get enough height that we can actually see what we are doing here. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna have our pipes come up and out, just like this. And that's gonna give us our noodles. And then our noodles, we are gonna wanna bounce right back here into a sorter. And then the sorter can go into this same main system as everything else. We're just gonna make sure that the arrow goes here. There we go. And we're gonna tell it that raw noodles go back out, right? So that's gonna keep bouncing back and forth in this little area. Well, our bounce trick doesn't work because the second that those items go back into a drawer or just bounce off of that line that we have the actual hot spicy stuff on, for any reason, they start cooling down and they start losing those ticks. So this seems to be an effective way to get rice noodles that are cooked, is I just put them on a long enough bit of this pipe that they cook all the way and then they go back into our main bus. So the only thing left is now we can deal with our water and mixing that with all of our other ingredients in a Chef-O-Matic, which is gonna probably be over here. The one thing I am worried about, yeah, we do need dedicated water going into this. So I can definitely get a water pipe over here. It's just not going to be very elegant the way that we're going to do this. And, you know, we're just going to live with that. And we're going to be happy about it. And no one's going to complain. Except for when I fall in the water and I can't get out. That's when I complain. Okay. So we're going to put a fluid pump right here. There we go. We will run our power to it. There we go. Water's coming out of that now. I believe I can run this over a tree. I can run it over a tree with no trouble. We're going to bring that over this way. And then it's going to follow our main item pipe directly into the Chef-O-Matic. So this should be getting the water that it needs. It is. Okay. And now all we have to do is make sure that this pipe is getting all of those various ingredients that we have been queuing up. Noodles need to go down. Nuts are going to go down. And we're going to send the snake eggs back down. They shouldn't have ever come up here in the first place, honestly. Here, we can now tell it that we want snake eggs, noodles, and those peppers to all go to the right. All right, and at long last, that dish is coming in. This worries me because we are having to do some crossover here, and this does mean cross-contamination. All right, so the second crossover problem here was that I was trying to cross my Pepto over top of this pipe, and I couldn't do that. So what I realized was I actually needed to do the opposite of what I did before. Just pump void over into this side where we can do our Pepto production, and then that stays safely on this side, on the right-hand side where there are no pine nuts. Down here at the bottom, we can of course route it and launch it however we want. So these should cross over with no problems. And I probably don't even need to put this far over. I can probably just put like one like right here, and this will work equally fine for this monster. So hopefully everybody is getting what they want now, and we just need to find out what the last thing is that you want. All right, order complete. Let's see what you want. Like I said, the Tiga Denger, nah, that's the thing we're gonna have to make. I know I'm pronouncing that completely wrong, and I'm just going to live with that. What do we need to make it, though, is the real question. Oh, and does it need Pepto? I don't think that it does. It looks like... Oh, yeah, but we just have to do the steamed harpy. That actually sounds real not good. We need to make pine nut paste. That's going to be pretty easy for us here. We're going to need cardamom to be able to make gravy. And then we just mix up all of that with potatoes. Okay. Yeah. We can do that like anywhere over here. Like this one right here. This seems like a great place for it if there wasn't a sign above it, which now there isn't. Okay. We can put the harvester right here. We could have that go into some sort of a grinder and then have a pipe that goes here. This might be one that we need to split. Do these have any shared ingredients? Is going to be the harder question. Onion, well, gravy, no. Taters, no. Cardamom, no. None of these have any shared ingredients. So what we could do is literally just put a splitter here and then sort this here. Sorter, not a splitter, I guess I should say. So we're going to make all of these ingredients go the right way. There we go. This, we're going to put the pipe out this way. Whoop, not there. Definitely not there. Make sure the wires are still connected. Okay, so our gravy we can do like over here or something. That should be easy. Why are we so short on our ladders? That's a question for a different age. We're just going to break all this down. I'm going to redo this a little bit. Okay, that's a little bit more space here. So like I said, let's do pine nuts like right over in this vicinity, and then we can run it into this. That requires the least ingredients, or the least processing. At least that's good. You're gonna go to that height, harvester, right, power line, bring that down, and then that just needs to go straight into a grinder, I believe. Let's see here, grinder, yeah. All right, let's try this, and then let's power you up. Are you grinding into something we can do something with? Yeah, pine nut paste. There we go. So I'm going to pipe that over into our main bus. And let's make sure that the main bus continues to go the right direction. Great. Okay, so pine nuts coming into our bus. We can then tell them immediately that they need to get sorted. Excuse me, paste. Paste gets into our bus. You go down. Let's get the cardamom and taters going next. We should just be able to pluck those up, actually. We can take our potatoes and put them here. That'll get planted. We'll go ahead and put a harvester down right here. And then just make sure that everything knows to go up. Is that not going to work there? Is that because it's underground? Let's try that again and make sure that we're getting power in. Yeah, that's getting power. Oh, there they go. Okay. Now we're off to the races, and those don't need to be cooked or anything? Nope. Looks like they're just regular old potatoes. So those should come in here momentarily. You go down. Easy peasy so far. Feeling good about this. And then cardamom will be next. We can get that from over here. Yeah, we've got some cardamom already ready to go. I'm gonna break all of these, and I'm gonna plant that right in here. We have so much of it on hand too, so that should be even easier for us. Let's put down our harvester. I love that these are just harvested ingredients. We don't have to do any prep, no cooking, nothing to think about. That's going to work really well for us. Keep going up. You need power. Okay, that's easy enough. There you go. Okay, harvest, please. That's the cardamom. And then the only thing left is going to be those wings. And we can do that over here. So let's go ahead and build ourselves another one of these. Let's put down here our matter manipulator. got that going. And then that needs to go into a plucker. Now this is going to get a little tricky because we do need to run these all the way up to the hot pipes and then all the way back down. Or we could run the hot pipes all the way down, which is a alternative way to do that. I might take a look at that in just a second here because I don't know which is going to be easier given that we have fluid pipes going everywhere. Okay, so you're going to go up and out. So let's make sure you're going this way. Let's make sure you're going this way. Let's make sure you're going that way. Switch our directions because for whatever reason these always default to the wrong one and not what I want. Okay, there we go. And then this just needs power. Let's bring some power down for you, and then some power down for you, and then some power down for you. Extruder needs to know that this is going to do some plucking. This is going to make harpy. That should go. And yeah, all of that should work fine as soon as we give this something to grind. We have a bunch of dust on hand, so let's put in, I don't know, 6 pieces. And then that'll start our loop going. All right, I went ahead and set up an entirely parallel set of pipes so that these don't contaminate our other foods, which is apparently what we need to do. We're going to need to bring them all the way up to the top so that we can steam them. That means I had to set up all of these other filters here. It should get stuck in this filter, and then we are going to copy that over to this filter so that we can use our catch-all to grab it. There we go. Let's make sure it goes up from here. We're going to make sure it goes up from here so that it doesn't go to our catch-all and cause problems. It's going to go up from here as well. That's going to go into this system, and here is where we will be able to start bringing more of these fluid pipes down. I think I'm actually going to break this real quick, although it's not going to be happy about that. Bring these up, and we're using directional pipes so that we can get these nice and close together with each other. We'll bring this down. I think we can bring it over to here with no trouble. And then we'll need to make sure that this just runs back and forth a little bit until we can run it into this other pipe here. So let's make sure that these fluid pipes go this way and the fluid pipes go this way. Oh, and you need to go back up. Stop falling out on the ground. That's not healthy for anyone. Yeah, that seems like it's now steamed. So in theory, that should be completely cooked. And then it should go into this system. That's going to flow into this system. And then we just need to catch any spare ingredients that we have missed along the way so that then we can bring it back into this and then into our main bus, and then everything should just work. All right, cardamom is doubled up there. So now what we have to do is do our garlic, our onion, and what's the other ingredient here? Garlic, onion, cardamom. Yeah, so just those. So I think we can grow. Where's our garlic? We have garlic. This can be planted on stone. We have onion. That can be planted on dirt. There we go. So maybe we do dirt, 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 and then we do one stone on the other side here. Just like that. And then we should be able to put down, say, our onion right here, and we can put our garlic down right here. Now, the only problem here is we've got 3 ingredients that need to go into a machine, and that means we will run out of sides very, very quickly. So we're going to use 3 sides of the blender here. That should be doable. That should be doable. So let's put cardamom in there. Let's put down a harvester here. Let's put another harvester here. And again, we're going to use clever routing to make this work the way that we want it to. That should work there. We will need to get some power lines going. Let's see here. Let's do power like this. That should be everybody. And then all we have to do is connect up our gravy pipe, and then this will be gravy. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking I forgot all about having to make the cheese. Well, I did not forget about making the cheese. So we are going to do that in this little area that I'm carving out right here just for cheese production. It's going to be our little cheese cave, and we're going to hang out down here and make some cheese. So to get this flowing, we are going to have to somehow bring our salt all the way to the bottom of the map. That shouldn't be too hard for us. We have salt here. We have salt here. Let's go all the way to the top and see if we can't start getting that flowing down here by putting down a miner somewhere in this vicinity. I think what we'll do is we'll wind it through this set of pipes to start. Should be easy enough for us. Well, relatively easy enough for us. Let's go ahead and put down a drill right here. We are going to run some pipes right up here. Make sure that these are going in the right direction. There we go. Okay, so the salt now should be coming in here. At this point, let's make salt go right. That's what we're going to do here. And the reason why we're going to do that is now we can go ahead. Well, let's put our salt back in our inventory. Now we can go ahead and bring it down through here. And if we throw in a bunch of salt in here, are you just going to start going into that pipe? You are going to go into that pipe. What good salt you are. And now all we have to do is make sure that this void that we've got here is keeping up. We've got plenty of void according to that. And so we can just copy this exact setup. And then this needs to join together with the salt and a fermenter here at the end of this. So let's put down our fermenter. Let's double check that recipe. Soft cheese with salt. That's exactly how we're going to do that. We'll make sure that this pipe is coming this way. That should be coming out this way. Make sure that that's got an input on it. And make sure everybody else is set up for input output the way that we want. There we go. And then we just need to do this little loopity thing. There we go. That should go. And then we make sure that we get some dust in here. Put some dust. A little more dust. And then all of this just needs some power. So I guess we could just do like this. Whoop, and make a mess of it. That's fine. This late in the game, I am not worried about making a mess. Let's see here. Let's just go down with you. Why not? Perfect. All right, you will get roach stuff to go make roaches. We will need to bring our void fluid down here from this side, which we can do. I think we can just do that like right here. Once we get some dust in there, yeah, we got some dust in there. Now we won't have to worry about it making sludge. This is going to make our cheese now. We're just waiting for the roach milk. It's got that. It's got salt. It should be making cheese. There we go. Now we're getting some cheese coming out of there. Our cheese just needs to go into some pipes, and we are going to let that bounce around for a little while because, yeah, why not? Get out your seat and bounce around. Go ahead and put a sorter in here. Go ahead and put the pipe in here. There we go. Salt left. Let that do its thing. We're going to wait for this to come all the way back in here. All right, so our cheese production is about done now. We have a boatload of blue cheese. I am hoping that that is enough to open up the door that we have closed over here. Now, I will note here that I'm sure some of my eagle-eyed viewers saw the mistake I made only a few moments ago. I think it's just because I'm real tired. This episode is taking a really long time to record, and I'm honestly running out of a little bit of steam at this point, even though we're using lots of steam to cook our ingredients. That would be the cardamom crossover problem, right? So we had actually put cardamom in the same pipe as other ingredients, and that meant all of those ingredients were turning into cardamom. The only way to fix that was to make a dedicated cardamom line separate from everything else, which is what we did. So this is now crossing over down here. Let's close all that out. And so now the cardamom just has a dedicated pipe. If this had to go through multiple places, that would be even more complicated. What really made it a mess is that this is the tight area that we had to squeeze it into because the cardamom has to go in on a separate pipe from all of our other ingredients into the chef-o-matic. So our splitting and sorting is happening right here in this tiny constrained little area. Everything else is basically the same, but yeah, getting all of this into one little spot was really annoying. They could have at least given us just a little bit more room to play, but they decided not to, and that's their business, whatever they want to do. Let's go see if we can open this last door here with our cheese. So if I put blue cheese in here, yeah, you'll open. That's what I like to see. I think more of the world needs doors that open with cheese. I think that would make the world a better place. You just wave a piece of cheese in front of the door and it grants you access. Our monsters are actually happy now. So can I actually get over here to, yeah, I can get over here without dying. Let's see, you are good, you're happy. Let's go over and talk to this monster. You are good and you're happy. Perfect. We're going to get our Witchland star. And after a very long excursion, we are going to call that a win. Well, friends, as I mentioned, these episodes are taking longer and longer and longer to record because these are just not very straightforward factories. They're not easy to set up. I expect this episode will probably top out at well over an hour due to the 3 recipes that we had to make and also the things I had to fix. But I might edit a little bit of that out. Hopefully no one will be too much offended by having those edits in there. I think this is still pretty good. I still really love this game. I'm really enjoying it. If you haven't picked it up already, I recommend picking it up. Maybe pick it up with the bundle with Apico and Mudborne. All 3 games are fantastic. And again, I really love this company, T Engineers. They're a fantastic company. They're actually setting a portion of the proceeds to support charities. So Snacktorio helps to support various charities that are hunger related. It's really important these days. We have too many friends who are starving and not able to feed themselves. And it's just a really good thing to do to help out. So consider picking up the game if you haven't already. I am loving it, like I said. But for now, we are going to call that the end of the episode. If you haven't already, please do consider giving me a thumbs up on the video. I put a lot of time and effort into these, and it really helps me out spread the good word about my channel. If you do like what I'm doing a lot, please consider subscribing if you haven't already. I love to see you coming back for more content. We're doing a lot of games right now. We're playing Minecraft that's modded. We are playing Snacktorio. I'm playing Grim Dawn. We're doing a lot of things, and there's more games that I have on the horizon that I think I want to try out. I think this diversity of game content is working really well. People seem to be liking it, and people keep coming back. So if you want to keep coming back, hitting the subscribe button is the easiest way to do that. And of course, you can join our Discord and find out all about all the other games that we are playing. You can join our community Minecraft server there and a whole bunch of other fun things. So definitely check that out if you haven't already. Thanks again for watching. Take care of yourselves and each other, and we'll see you back here next time. Bye, friends.